What to do when your partner is overwhelmed. You're in a relationship, you love this person, and they either have chronic anxiety, they're super stressed out all the time, or they're facing overwhelm in their life, in their work, in relationship issues with you. How do you, as the partner of this super anxious person, help them while not burning yourself out completely? That is what we are talking about today. So if that sounds good, I want you to stick around. But first, I want you to check to see if you're a subscriber here, because we're posting about issues like this and all sorts of things throughout your life that can help make your life experience happier and more successful. So if you're not a subscriber yet, click that subscribe button and the little bell so you'll learn when we drop videos like this to help you have a happier life. I'll be right back with several ways that you can not only help your partner, but also help yourself.
GILD Coaching. More success, less stress.
You're in this relationship, you're devoted to the other person, and they are a ball of nerves. They're stressed out, they're anxious. Maybe they're diagnosed with clinical anxiety disorder. Maybe they're not diagnosed, but they could be if they went for treatment. Perhaps they have some sort of a fixation on issues that causes them to feel as though they're in a state of constant overwhelm, whatever. You're in this relationship and you want to help the other person. Sometimes you might even want to just run for the hills because you just can't stand the overwhelm anymore because it doesn't make sense to you, because you're not the one who's experiencing it, but you love the one who's experiencing it. That's okay. Don't run for the hills. We're here to help. All right. So I'm going to give you, let's see, I'm looking at my notes. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. 5 things that you can do right now as just the journey in this relationship with this person. First of all, anytime that an issue arises that is overwhelming or causing stress, causing an anxiety attack, first, please address what the actual issue is. Get it down. Have a meeting with this person. Okay, I want to hear every single thing that's going on. Take notes. I always have my pen in my hand. I've got this paper right here. Take notes. Write down what's wrong with them. If they say, why are you writing this down? I want to know that I'm really hearing you. Like we're going to work this out together. Address the issues and make sure that you really understand what the issue or what the issues are. What the one issue or multiple issues are. Address them. Okay. While you're doing that, you are going to hear a whole lot of things from this overwhelmed person. Number 2 is do not minimize the feelings of this person about anything. Here's what that means. When they say that they feel stressed out or afraid or frozen or whatever, okay, just validate that you understand that they're feeling that way. You don't have to tell them that it's right or it's wrong that they feel like that. It's kind of like we have 5 kids. So we've got 2 teenage daughters at the moment. And, there's some hormones going on there. And one day, one of them, who is perfectly slender, has a beautiful muscular body. She's a ballet dancer and has been since she was a toddler. She said, "Oh, I just feel bloated and puffy." Well, I immediately look at this precious thing who has an incredible body and think, there is not an ounce of bloat or puffiness there. That's my judgment. But she didn't ask me if I thought she looked bloated or puffy. She told me that she felt gross, that she felt bloated and puffy. So I said, I'm so sorry that you feel bloated and puffy. If it would help for you to know what I'm seeing, I'll share it with you. But I just know that you're feeling that way and I'm sorry. That's validating feelings. If I would have said, well, you don't look bloated or puffy, get over it, that would be minimizing feelings. So that's the big difference, okay? So address the issue first. Number 2, make sure that you never minimize the feelings, even if you don't understand the feelings, even if you think the feelings are crazy and should go away. Don't minimize them because they're not yours. And so it's not your job to minimize those feelings. Those feelings will be minimized when the person who's feeling them decides to let them go. Number 3, encourage this anxious, overwhelmed person, but don't push them. Encourage them, but don't push them. Pushing them would be like, did you do that? Did you do that? Did you do that? Have you done this yet? What have you done on this today? Be more encouraging. In a softer way. All that encouragement, the big difference is how strong you communicate. You could either be a little bit softer. Hey, how is this going today? How was your experience with this? Have you thought about whatever, this or that or the other? Have you thought about exploring somebody to talk to about this, somebody else to talk to? Did you think about taking a break? Just in the last couple of weeks, we posted several videos. This is kind of a series about overwhelm and anxiety. We posted several videos about what to do when you have a state of overwhelm that's on top of you. Hey, did you think about watching this video? I watched this psychotherapist on YouTube and she was making a lot of sense to me. So did you watch that video that I sent you? And would you like to watch it together? All right, so that's number 3, encourage, don't push. Number 4, this one's for you, buddy. Cultivate your life. You have this beautiful relationship with this person who struggles with anxiety, who struggles with overwhelm, and that's fine. That's only a fraction of your life, though. You need to have your own life outside of that. When my husband and I went on our honeymoon, and I absolutely adore my husband. He's one of the sweetest people you will ever be able to meet. He's so kind and generous and thoughtful and sweet and honest, and he's just great. I just love him. But when we went on our honeymoon, I'm a beach girl, y'all, and he took me to the Caribbean, which was super fun. And he's a golf guy. He is not a sand person. He's not a lay on the beach and read or hang out on the beach with music or whatever. I'm your huckleberry for that. He likes to go play golf. Really, the only time that he likes to be outside in the sun or the heat or whatever in the summer, which we went in the spring, but it's warm in the Caribbean, is if he's playing golf or playing pickleball, doing some sort of a sport. And so he brought his golf clubs with him, and I would go to the beach and just enjoy quiet and, drinks with little umbrellas in them and the water and, listening to other people enjoying their vacations. And he would go to the golf course almost every single day. We were gone for 9 days. I would say probably 7 of those days he played golf. And I encouraged him to do that, because I encourage him to cultivate his life outside of my life. Now, I play golf too now. I didn't used to. Sometimes we play together, but usually I don't. Usually we play separately with our other golf friends. Cultivate the things that you like to do outside of this relationship to help keep yourself balanced. Because when you are in a relationship with someone who does have high stress, high anxiety, frequent occurrence of overwhelm, you start to pay the price. There's a health toll on you. And so make sure that you're really pouring into yourself, your own self-care, your own cultivation of who you are outside of this relationship. Because I don't care how great your relationship is. It's part of your human experience, but it is not your human experience. It's part of what makes you you, but it is not what makes you you. Okay, it's just one element there. All right. And number 5, you've got to acknowledge the goal. Acknowledge this with yourself, remind yourself of this, and then also acknowledge it with the other person. If they're diagnosed with anxiety disorder, if they have like an official disorder, it's not going to just go away. So just remember, the goal is to minimize, not eradicate the anxiety. The real truth here is anxiety isn't the enemy. Most people with high anxiety who get overwhelmed a lot, they feel like the anxiety is the enemy. Anxiety is not the enemy. The truth here is the real enemy is avoidance. Anxiety pushes people to freeze or avoid. They're not going to apply for that job. They're not going to apply for that school. They're not going to book the trip to go on vacation. They're not going to reach out and talk to this person because they have anxiety over what's going to happen when they do that. And so the real enemy is the avoiding the issues. So what the person who's struggling with anxiety needs to do is make a decision to work through the fear of anxiety and take actions anyway. The anxiety is never going to go completely away, but you can minimize it by proving to yourself, things are okay when I do this. Things are going to work out fine if I book the trip, if I make the application, if I go to the interview and I do get the job, if I go to the interview and I don't get the job. Everything's still going to be okay. And so you'll see this history as the anxious person. The anxious person will see this history of taking action despite the fear that comes from anxiety. And then they have a new badge of honor to wear just for their own internal acknowledgement, for their own internal authentication and authenticity with their true spirit. Also, remember that when you do that avoidance, when you fall prey, allow yourself to fall prey, or when this anxious person allows himself to fall prey to the avoidance, that avoidance removes opportunity from their life, and then they feel like they're siloed. They feel like they are separated or left out of a lot of things, and that can lead to depression. So remember, anxiety is not the enemy. Avoidance is the enemy. If you need help with this, or if your loved one needs help with this, I do invite you to reach out to us. You can either email me or just go ahead and schedule a session at ScheduleGILD, that's ScheduleGILD.com. That will link you directly to my calendar. You can schedule a session and we will talk one-to-one and come up with a plan directly for you on how to deal with this, or for your partner, or maybe both. If this has been of help to you, give me a thumbs up, and do check and make sure that you're a subscriber. If you are not already, click that bell, click that subscribe button, and we will let you know the next time we drop a video like this to help you live a happier and more fulfilled life. See you soon.